Hey good people of the world, my name is Robin from NZPocketGuide.com and today I'm coming to you with fantastic news. That's right, the New Zealand borders are reopening in 2022. This was announced by the New Zealand Prime Minister on the 3rd of February 2022 and we'll go over the entire announcement right now. But first make sure to hit like and subscribe, smash that like button to celebrate the New Zealand borders reopening. Alright, so we're gonna kick in things up with a stage number 1 of this border reopening. It's 1 out of 5.
And so today, in 5 steps, we move forward with our plan to reconnect New Zealand to the world. Beginning with step 1. Today I'm announcing that the fully vaccinated Kiwis and other currently eligible travellers from Australia will be able to travel to New Zealand from 11:59 p.m. Sunday, 27 February, and instead of going into MIQ, we'll be able to self-isolate.
Okay, so kicking off on the 27th of February 2022, self-isolation will open for New Zealanders and eligible travelers coming out of Australia. So that's only people which are currently in Australia and they'll be able to come to New Zealand using the self-isolation system, which means that rather than going to MIQ, which is Managed Isolation Quarantine, where you have to stay 14 days, you have to pay for it, it's government enforced, you're going to be doing your self-isolation of 10 days at home. The stage number 2 is coming right up.
In step 2, just 2 weeks later, fully vaccinated New Zealanders and other currently eligible travellers from the rest of the world will also be able to travel into New Zealand without going through MIQ. The 2 weeks between each of these steps has been requested by our public health advisors to give time for our systems to adjust for the likelihood of more cases in our community and for our border systems to keep scaling up in the safest way possible. At step 2, which is at 11:59 p.m. on Sunday 13 March, there will also be an expanded border exception for critical workers and skilled workers earning at least 1.5 times the median wage, who will also be eligible to enter New Zealand, along with highly skilled workers' family members who may have been separated from their loved ones. This means that health workers, farm managers, horticultural workers, tech sector professionals, those working in accounting services and education and construction will all be able to enter into New Zealand and self-isolate for a short period and then go about their business. Adding to the more than 17,000 critical workers who have already come to New Zealand since our borders closed. Our working holiday schemes will also reopen from stage 2.
Okay, so for stage number 2, it's going to kick in on the 13th of March 2022 and it's going to be an opening to all New Zealanders and eligible travelers from all the rest of the world. Skilled workers also earning more than 1.5 times the median wage. I will put that just below me in the edit. And also, and most importantly, all working holiday visa makers. So if you are coming to New Zealand on a working holiday visa, or if you are planning to come to New Zealand on a working holiday visa, you can start planning your trip right now because on the 13th of March 2022, you can make it to New Zealand. The self-isolation rule is still going to apply. It's still going to be, you're still going to have to self-isolate yourself. However, that's only going to be for 7 days. Okay, so if you're planning a working holiday visa in New Zealand and you are starting to look into how to apply for the visa, how does it work, and a lot of how-to guides, you can head to NZPocketGuide.com, click on the Work in New Zealand tab, and there's a whole section on working holiday visa. This will help you apply for the visa. Then all the other sections right here will help you plan your trip, learn more about the New Zealand job market, and obviously plenty of other sections such as the Prepare Your Trip section of the site will help you plan and budget for your trip. So you may want to start doing your homework right now. Head to nzpocketguide.com. By the way, it's all free. Moving on to the stage number 3.
Now for the 3rd step, which begins from 11:59 p.m. Tuesday, 12 April. Here we further extend our border extension to include a large international student cohort of up to 5,000 students for entry ahead of semester 2. Here, temporary visa holders who still meet relevant visa requirements will also be able to enter.
Alright, so for stage number 3, all offshore temporary visa holders will still meet their requirements, and also 5,000 international students will be able to come to New Zealand. Now, we've heard a lot from students wanting to come to New Zealand, and this is starting on stage 3, which is kicking off on the 12th of April 2022. So yeah, keep that in mind if you're planning to study in New Zealand. And same thing, plenty of tips for you on nzpocketguide.com. You may want to start doing your research right now.
Step 4 sees the biggest expansion yet and includes our Australian cousins and all other visitors and business travellers who can normally enter New Zealand without a visa. This stage is likely to begin when we have much larger case numbers than we have now. For planning, we anticipate this stage will begin no later than July. I want to place strong emphasis on this being the latest we expect this to begin. There is a high likelihood of this date coming forward as we progress through the next stage of the pandemic. From July, those on the new accredited employer work visa will open, including for workers offshore. At this point, the critical worker border exception will be removed. The new work visa will be mainly available to workers earning over the median wage as part of the immigration rebalance changes. The Minister of Immigration will have more to say about this and other immigration rebalance measures soon.
Alright, the stage number 4, and that's probably the stage that most people are going to take a full advantage of, is kicking off no later than July. That's as much of a time frame that we have, so we don't have a specific time frame on this one, but we know that it's starting no later than July. And this means anyone from Australia, anyone from a visa waiver country, and all the other new accredited employer work visa and skilled worker exemption. Making sure that you guys understand, if you usually can come to New Zealand without having a visa, i.e. if you, for example, I was originally from France, and if I wanted to holiday in New Zealand, this did not need a visa. So to come as a visitor, I did not need a visa. So if usually you did not need a visa to travel to New Zealand, so pretty much all tourists coming to New Zealand, if you come from a visa waiver country, you will be able to start coming to New Zealand in July 2022 at the latest. However, the self-isolation mandate will still apply, so you will still have to stay in a hotel or self-isolate for 7 days, at your own cost before you can roam around New Zealand. And finally, the stage 5.
And finally, the last step, 5, begins in October and includes all other visitors and students who require a visa to enter New Zealand, with normal visa processing resuming.
For stage 5, all travelers from basically all around the world, the border is back wide open, all visa categories are back fully open, and that's kicking in October 2022. Basically, full border opening by October 2022 for New Zealand. Alright, so all that is absolutely fantastic news, and you can see how excited I am. We've been waiting for that for over 2 years now, so finally this is coming to an end and you will be able to come to New Zealand. So yeah, we've got plenty available for you guys. Every single Sunday at 8 AM New Zealand time, we do a live session right here on YouTube, and we answer all your questions about traveling in New Zealand, so you may want to join that. It's a lot of fun to hang out with us and to chat about your trip. But there is also some clarification that we do throughout the week when more news is trickling in. And here there is 3 clarifications that I want to make before I let you leave. First up, if you are not vaccinated for COVID-19, you will still have to go to managed isolation quarantine for 14 days at your own cost. So make sure that you are fully vaccinated before coming to New Zealand. And if you want to know if your vaccine is on the list of approved vaccine for New Zealand, there is a video right above my head right now that will help you with that. Moving on to the next note that I want you guys to have. The self-isolation period for stage 1, so that's the stage starting on the 27th of February, is going to be 10 days. However, starting on stage 2, which is the 13th of March, the self-isolation will be reduced to only 7 days. So keep that in mind when planning your trip. And finally, when arriving to New Zealand, pretty much all travelers will be given 3 rapid testing kits. The first RAT test for COVID-19 will need to be done on day 01, the second one will need to be done on day 5, 6, and you have a spare one just in case. If any of your tests are positive, you will need to get a PCR test for confirmation, and then the Ministry of Health will give you guidance on what to do from there. So here you go, that is all the news that we have for you guys today. They are fantastic news, I cannot hide my excitement. If you guys are happy about the New Zealand borders reopening, if you think that it's about time, you may want to smash that like button, you may want to subscribe to the channel, and please share this video to the masses, tell people that the New Zealand borders are reopening, and let's plan your epic trip to New Zealand together. Stay safe out there, guys.